Hi guys, welcome to Lizzie Dean Makes. I'm Lizzie Dean, and today I thought I would share with you these centerpieces that I've done for my friend's wedding. The wedding's actually going to be on Saturday, which is in 2 days time, so I won't show this video until after the wedding, so that the bride can obviously have the surprise, if she wants it, of what her table centers are going to look like. But this is something that we sat down together a couple of months back when she came to visit, and she had loads of ideas for things to do with jam jars and so on, and I had a lot of succulents and cacti and things, and we sort of got brainstorming and came up with a series of different objects, and each centerpiece is going to be made up of 3 different objects of different heights that are going to be combined together. So she's made the jar tea light holders and the jar vases that she's done with lace and with I believe text pages of old books that she's cut shapes out of, and then going to have tea lights in, I think. And I have done the succulents and the cacti. So if I show you one of these, what I had was I bought a lot of tiny little terracotta pots. You can see there. They're actually for miniature dolls' houses. I got them on eBay and they were really cheap, so I bought a load of those, and then I have used my hot glue gun to glue them into place on these glass candle dishes that I actually had. I was using them in a flat we lived in before we moved to this house as trays to catch the water from the plant pots that I was growing all my microgreen and things in the window cavities. We had triple glazing, so we had external double glazing, and then we had a cavity that was about 7 to 10 centimeters wide and the length of the windowsill, and then we had a single glazed sliding window on the inside. So in the gap between the single glazing and the double glazing, I was growing microgreens in little pots, and these were the things that I found that fit into that cavity, because the regular saucers that go under plant pots were too wide or too narrow, but I found these in Tesco's. These are candle holders, and they were exactly the right fit, and they fit the base of the plant pots as well, so I was using them there. I only have 9 of these, so we've only got 9 of these centerpieces. These cacti were £2 each in B&Q, and I went and picked up a whole load of them, and they had these lovely long, tall, slim terracotta pots that they came in, so they sit really nicely in the gap that's left around the bottom. So these pinks are sedum in flower. So I've got a bunch of sedum along with the succulents in my flower patch in my garden, outdoor varieties, and I had 2 varieties of sedum that bloomed. One is more green and one is more purple, the actual leaves of the sedum, and one of these has got a very purple flower, and the other one has got a very peachy light pink. So the colours of the wedding are sort of sage green and dusky pink, so I think that these little flowers should fit in quite well with the colour scheme, and they look like tiny miniature pot plants with these lovely little flowers in. So those are the cacti centerpieces, and the other ones we made were these. So we sat down together a couple of months back and made 10 of these lollipop stick pallet planters that we saw on a GardenAnswer video by Laura and Aaron from the States, who run a channel on here called GardenAnswer, which I subscribe to. It's very good. If you haven't, go check it out. And they did a really short, quick video, sort of Facebook style video, of how to make these lollipop stick pallet planters, which I'll link to in the description below. It's a very good video. So we followed that and we made these up. We filled the back of them with sphagnum moss, which is really good for retaining water. So you can spray these from behind to water them, and then the succulents are then glued in with hot glue. And Laura from GardenAnswer talks a lot about how you can use hot glue on succulents, because the roots will form above the base of the stem that you've hot glued, and they'll form from where leaves would have joined higher up the stem, and so they will root anyway, and so they can actually be hot glued quite happily. So I took a lot of cuttings from succulents in the garden, different varieties. I've got these ones that are, they've got a name that's like arachnid, basically like they've got spiders' webs. You can see that they've got this sort of spider's web silk in the middle of them, and I think they're a variety of sempervivum. And then I've got these, I think they're crassula, and I've got some Chinese hat. I'm not sure what these ones are, but they're my favourite. These are these very pale rosette shapes here. I really like those, and they've got pink stems. I'm not entirely sure on the name of that variety, but I think they look really great. They look sort of like little cabbages, but really sweet. So those are the succulent table centres that I've done for my friend's wedding. So her wedding is going to be on Saturday, in a barn on a farm down in Devon. So we're going up on Friday, which is tomorrow, to set up our tent. We're camping in October because we're hardy and cheapskates, and didn't want to pay for a hotel. So we are camping for free on the farm where the wedding reception is taking place, and we're camping there Friday and Saturday nights, and we are going to help put stuff out in the barn. So I've also got two different varieties of pink roses that are still in bloom. I've got my pale pink heritage blooms in the front garden, and I've got a lot of the miniature aldi roses that I've bought this summer, still in bloom in the sort of hot pink in the back garden. So I'm going to cut some stems from both of those and take those along. Her mother's also cut a lot of fresh flowers from her garden, and we're going to fill the jam jar vases with a variety of flowers that we've got. So fingers crossed it'll all look great, and I will show you some photographs of that once we've set them up and see how they look.